And now, did you know? Чи знали ви? Did you know that in southern Ukraine there is a small village where people speak an old version of Swedish? Gammalsvenskby, which translates as Old Swedish Village, is its name. A recent story in the Stockholm News tells us that in 1781, the Russian Empress Catherine the Great decided that the Swedish population in Estonia had to be moved to southern Ukraine. She made them walk the more than 1,000 kilometers to a village on the Dnipro River near the city of Kherson. Around 1,000 people started the march. Only half of them reached their goal. On their arrival, they learned that the empty houses they had been promised were not empty at all. 1 year after their arrival, only 135 Swedes were still alive, but during the coming decades, their number started to grow again. Many years later, in 1929, several hundred Swedes from the village were allowed to leave the Soviet Union for Sweden. Most of the Swedes from the Ukrainian village stayed in Sweden, but a few returned to Ukraine in 1931 because there was a financial depression in the West and no jobs. The immigrants were victims of xenophobia in Sweden, and communist propaganda there said that life was excellent in the Soviet Union and that they should go back. The Swedes came back to a Ukraine in famine. Over the years, the Swedish population in this village in Ukraine kept their Swedish identity and their Swedish language, and they still speak a language rather similar to 18th century Swedish. This village, Gammalsvenskby, currently has around 300 inhabitants, and the Swedish heritage of the village makes it special. This small village in the Ukrainian countryside gets buses full of Swedish farmers wanting to learn agricultural techniques used in this region, and visits from Swedish backpackers, and people interested in history and linguistics. Tourism means a lot for the village from an economic point of view. That might be one of the reasons why they teach Swedish as an optional subject in the school in this Swedish village in southern Ukraine. Next, Picardійська terця with a song about the city of Lviv.